And now it's time for Windy City Sports Talk. And your host, Ryan Young. Hello, Chicago! Welcome to this live Friday edition. Usually never live on Friday. I am Ryan Young. This is Windy City Sports Talk for October the 7th. If you want to follow me on Facebook or on Twitter, it's at @ringside_rep. I am not alone, and no, it's not Mr. Television Scott Beatty flapping his gums. It is none other than his big return. He is the Big Galoot, Papa Shango, Willie Bonilli.
Glad to be back, son.
And of course, October 7th has always been a great day in Chicago sports. Last year, this is the date the Cubs won the National League wild card game to advance to the division series against the Cardinals. We all know how that went.
Yeah.
But we got a lot of recapping and a lot of previewing to do in the next half hour. Mother Dear's home. Say hello, Mom. Hello. She's thrilled as always. It started off by the recap to ALDS Game 1 that took place last night. Yesterday afternoon, the Blue Jays come out early. They absolutely ignite. They win 10-1 over the Texas Rangers in Game 1 in Arlington. Estrada pitched like Madison Bumgarner. And again, we're watching Game 2. We'll talk about that. But about Game 1, Jose Bautista hit a deep drive. Do you consider right now the Toronto Blue Jays to be a threat to win the World Series?
I wouldn't call them a threat to win the World Series because I'm a Cub fan. I would consider them a threat to be at the World Series.
That's what I mean.
They're red hot.
So, I mean, look at that offense. I mean, when you got the middle there, you got Edwin Encarnacion, you got Jose Bautista. Do you think this has lit a fire in him after everything that happened earlier this year with Rougned Odor punching him in the face? Do you see that? Do you think that lit a fire in him that, hey, we're going to go in there, we're going to kick their ass, and that's going to be that?
I believe it's just the way that they are. They're a good ball club. They have the talent. They have a great manager. And their sights are set on moving further. And right now, they're peaking at the right time of the year. And I'm seeing it. And I'm telling you, I don't think there's anybody going to beat them.
No, and then you got also last night, you had the Indians take on the Red Sox. And, of course, I have the Rangers advancing in the first round over the Blue Jays. And I also have the Red Sox advancing to the World Series against the Indians. But the Indians win at 5-4. Do you consider that an upset? Boston's the team to beat. They're riding on the Big Poppy bandwagon. The boat, his retirement party. But again, the Cubs also got a celebration of a retirement party this year as well. But do you see this? Do you see that this as an upset with what the Indians able to win yesterday?
No, I don't see that as an upset.
There were 6 home runs in this game, by the way.
I understand that. I think in that series, I think it's a home court deal. Not court. I'm sorry, that's basketball. Home field advantage. I think Cleveland will hold serve. Boston will go back and forth, and it probably is going to go the distance.
You think it's going to go 5?
Oh, absolutely.
And, of course, Game 2 of that series will be coming up in just a little bit as Game 2 of the Rangers and Blue Jays from Arlington. This series will shift to Toronto on Sunday. But to finish the second one in Arlington, and it is not going well once again for the Rangers. It is a 5-1 lead, bottom 8, as the Toronto Blue Jays look to take a commanding 2-0 lead home. They're going home with a 2-0 lead. Now do you consider this team being that dangerous, and is there any way this team blows this at the loudest stadium in baseball?
I think Texas, for a few years, more than a few years, has been a wannabe. Every time they get there, they choke. Toronto, if they're going to take 2-0 lead going back home, Come on, give me a break. The series is over right now.
By the next time we have a live podcast, which will be Monday, this series could already be over and the champagne could be spilled off into the Rogers Center.
Not a shock.
Because, like you said, Texas isn't that team anymore.
No.
It just seems like they can. Okay, good.
When were they?
Okay, they've made it to the World Series a couple times, but what I'm saying is this team is like, okay, let's win our division. Okay, who'd you beat? The Angels, Albert Pujols, and you beat the Astros, who are still up and coming, and you're able to beat the A's, and then you get into the playoffs and face real teams, and they can never get. I mean, coming from Cub fans, we shouldn't be talking about not being able to win a World Series since neither one of us has seen one in our lifetime. But still, this team has had teams, and they just have not been able to fit the bill. We haven't been able to get to a World Series since 1945, but this team has, and they still can't be able to get the job done, even if it was under Ron Washington or Jeff Bannister as the manager.
Exactly correct. It feels like, when they get there, that they're not going to be there for long.
No.
It's in the cards.
Well, and they might not last.
Oh, I said a bad word, the cards.
I wonder how's their... I'm sure they're going to have some good fishing stories.
I'm sure they will. A lot of time to fish.
I hope the Cubs fishing stories can wait another month.
Don't worry about that.
I'm worried. You're gonna have to talk me off the ledge before the show's over.
I will. Don't worry
but
about
of course, let's start before that. Okay, and then we got Game 2 coming up in a little bit. Indians Red Sox tonight. Then you'll also have Game 3 of that series coming up Sunday. But you got that game coming up in just a little bit. I'm not sure what the pitching matchup is. I got one here. Is this going to be... Or no, tonight's matchup. What a matchup in that series.
Carrasco?
Boston is going to have David Price, Corey Kluber for Cleveland. Who do you really see edging out who? And then that game's coming up in a couple of...
I still believe a home field advantage will take Game 2.
Do you see Cleveland being like that? I mean, of course, they're coming off... That city's coming off that championship by the Cavaliers, as much as I hate to say it.
Yeah.
But do you think that maybe the Cleveland Indians are feeding off? Because, I mean, their rotation, besides Corey Kluber, isn't the best.
I don't think that it has anything to do with the Cleveland Cavaliers riding the wave or whatever.
I don't really... For some part of me just doesn't see this team being for real.
They are better than you think they are. And I told you earlier in the year who would be one of the top 4, and I told you it was Cleveland. They got very good pitching.
I know, but... And then your offense, I mean, Carlos Santana's good. You like that Jose Ramirez guy?
He's on my fantasy team, so nobody knows what that's all about.
And you won your trophy.
I won my league. Yeah, I won the league. Yeah. Baseball. So, like I say, I believe it's in the cards for Cleveland to take that series. The Boston ride's over. You're not going to get Boston doing the Poppy show through the whole thing.
Poppy after that game last night looked demoralized. They lose tonight. That series all but over.
Did you see him chugging in the second? He showed some good speed.
Did he?
Yeah, he slid in safe on a double.
I
thought he almost broke his leg. But
why are you making fun of my Poppy?
You know what? I'm done with that. It's our turn.
I know, he's won 3. Time to move over.
Whatever. I'm done with that.
So, of course, that is Game 3. That is Game 2 coming up in a good pitcher's duel. And there's a good pitcher's duel coming up after that, as it's going to be Dodgers-Nationals, the beginning of the National League Division Series, as it's going to be Clayton Kershaw at 12-4 with a 169 against Max Scherzer, 20-7 with a 296. Again, that game will begin at 4:30 on Fox Sports 1. Now, the one thing I got to ask you is, and I asked you this in the car, and I don't want to put the cart in front of the horse because that's dangerous, but what team would match up better with the Cubs if they can get by the Giants?
Oh, my God. Either one. I don't have any fears.
Now, first talk about the Dodgers. What about them makes them an easy target to be able to win? For the Cubs, for a Cub team to beat them.
Dodgers don't have enough hitting.
I mean, after Clayton Kershaw, what's their rotation?
You tell me. Not good.
Right?
I'm not worried. I'm in a not worried mode. This is, I'm not cocky, but I'm not worrying, and that's a good thing.
But I'm talking about Dodgers Nationals. I'm not talking
Dodgers Nationals. Tonight, it'll be 1-0. Scherzer versus Kershaw, 1-0 game. Boring.
How's that pitcher's duel like that boring?
Well, it just is to me. Bring him on. I'm ready for the next.
You got to win the first one.
I understand that, which I'm not worried about.
So you got that one. You're not really answering my questions at all.
The question what'd you ask me?
I'm asking you about this series, and you're saying it's boring.
No, I didn't say it was boring. It's one game. You got Kershaw against
Max Scherzer.
Yes, it'll be an awesome game. The best 2 pitchers in baseball.
Really?
Neither one of them can hit. Pitching in the playoffs is what it's all about.
And one thing that might come to a big factor in this is Bryce Harper does not have playoff experience. He can't handle, but he is clutch. But can he handle the big moment?
Yet to be seen. I have no clue. All I know is the 2 best pitchers are going against each other. Count on a 1-0 game. like it was what was the other night when we
Giants and Mets.
What a game that was! Baumgartner is the beast.
That's why we're going to get a lot into the. Of course, we're going through speeding through all this, but most of the rest of our show is going to be Cubs Giants. And then you got tomorrow night, which is the game before Game 2 of the Cubs Giants, Dodgers Nationals. It'll be Rich Hill, 12-5 of the 2-12.
Is he still in the league?
That game will be at 3 p.m. Central, right before the Cubs and Giants Game 2. Not yet noted for the Nationals, which against Strasburg out. I don't even know the rest of it. You'd think Gio Gonzalez probably, right?
I would think so.
So you put that into perspective, Game 2. Say you have Kershaw dominate Game 1.
Mm-hmm.
Does the Dodgers have faith? The Cubs, I believe, drafted Rich Hill.
Rich Hill was a Cub. I don't know how many years ago. I can't believe I'm saying the name Rich Hill.
I didn't. He was never. He never was good as a Cub.
I don't see him doing anything good in the playoffs.
So you think tonight's a must-win for them?
Oh, then? Absolutely.
So
don't count on Rich Hill. That's what I'm saying.
So they need Clayton Kershaw to come up.
Oh, yeah, he'll throw a gem. This is heart and soul. This man.
Heart and soul.
Well, yeah, heart and soul. He'll throw a gem.
We'll see. Of course, tonight's game, Clayton Kershaw, Max Scherzer, that'll begin at 4:30. That'll be the pre-up to the Cubs and the Giants on Fox Sports 1. Kenny Albert's going to be calling that one for the Dodgers and Nationals.
Oh, his dad, Marv.
Go ahead, because you say it all the time about the cigarettes.
Man, yeah, his dad, Marv Albert, was known for one of his most famous episodes was putting his wife on her stomach and putting cigarette butts, hot cigarettes in her back. Torturing her.
And we'll be hearing Marv again soon because he does the...
Oh, Marvelous Marv. Downtown!
He'll be doing... Basketball's coming up. How about them Bulls?
No, let's get on with baseball.
Rich Hill was a Cub in 2005. He was 0-2. 2006, when we went 66 and 96, he was 6-7. Then in 2007, he was 11-8.
They got rid of him, thank God.
They went listen to this. He went to Baltimore, Boston, Cleveland, L.A., the Yankees, Boston,
pretty much,
Oakland, and the Dodgers. He's hit about every...
Well, I think it sounds like he's pretty much a one-place guy.
Oh, yeah, in every state.
Exactly.
So, of course, that is coming up tonight. That's going to be fun. Dodgers, Giants, or dying. What? I mean, a lot of people, would that be... I mean, if you don't have a dog in the race, Cubs say they're not in it, wouldn't Dodgers, Giants for the NLCS be an exciting series?
Well, let's put it this way. When we're not there, I won't watch it.
I know you don't, but I'm forced to.
Well, whatever.
I'm a baseball guy.
Don't call me up for the potty.
I really did.
Dottie.
This literally, Dottie wasn't supposed to be on the potty today.
Well, Dottie's here today, but don't call me up for a Dodger Giants.
Again,
I won't be in the mood.
And I told you, and I'll tell you right now, my predictions for the playoffs. My gut told me if I had to go to Vegas, I have the Giants upsetting the Cubs in the DS. I'm rooting for my team to win. I continue to say it, but I have a Giant upset.
You never learn.
I won't.
As much as
what do I have to learn from? I have not seen a winning championship. Why should I? Tell me right now.
I'll tell you why.
Why?
These are not your grandma's Cubs.
My grandma wasn't a Cubs fan.
I don't care.
No, you can say this wasn't your Cubs.
Exactly. It's a different breed. You have to understand. You're terrified of losing. You've been used to losing, even within the last 10 years. Lose. We have a good team, and I'm confident.
Okay, we're going to get into Cubs Giants coming up, but before that, we got the Windy City Sportsman. Be back in a flash. This is your Windy City Sportsman for Friday, October the 7th. Well, the American League Division Series started yesterday. The Blue Jays blow out the Texas Rangers of a final of 10-1, and an upset in Cleveland as the Tribe defeat the Boston Red Sox of a final of 5-4. Game 2 between the Blue Jays and Rangers currently going on with a lead by the Toronto Blue Jays. Game 1 of the National League Division Series, Dodgers-Nationals tonight, Clayton Kershaw against Max Scherzer. And then the big one, 8 p.m. tonight, Cubs-Giants, Johnny Cueto, John Lester, 8 p.m., Fox Sports 1. And can the Cubs do it? That'll be interesting. We'll find out. That is your Windy City Sports Minute. Now back to Windy City Sports Talk. Hey, folks, we're back here on the Windy City Sports Talk. Willie, I think that's a foul ball. Willie Bonilli, and myself. We got 15 minutes left before the weekend, and an exciting weekend at that. We've previewed about everything for the division series coming up, except the big one. Tonight, 8 p.m., Fox Sports 1. Matt Vasgersian's on the call, my guy.
Oh, boy.
Tomorrow night when we'll be there, and we'll get into that in a minute.
I hope that's not a bad thing.
Tomorrow, I know, and he's a curse. And then Bob Costas.
He hates the Cubs.
No, he does. That's Joe Buck.
Oh, whatever.
Bob Costas has the call tomorrow night.
Well, he's a trivia guy. I think he's rooting for him.
I know. Everyone if you don't have a dog in the fight, don't you want to see this happen? Even Dan Patrick wants to see it happen.
Do you think?
Because you know how big, and then it's on to the next thing, which who's the worst team besides the Cubs championship-wise? The Cleveland Browns, and they're nowhere near it. They might get the 100 years next.
Oh, whatever.
They can call a Cup band and give us some tips.
Well.
Okay, let's start off NLDS Game 1 tonight. Johnny Cueto, 18-5 with a 2.71 against John Lester, 19-5, 2.44 ERA. I'm going to give you the floor here, Game 1 tonight. Go ahead.
Floor is mine?
You take it, dance away.
Let me tell you right now, it's a matter of Johnny be good or Johnny be better. We have the better Johnny. John Lester has been absolutely on fire. That's why he's starting the first game, going with confidence. This is why we brought him here and paid all that money. This is going to be our night.
That's all?
What else can I tell you?
Okay, now
how much more you need to know?
Let's break this down. We got 15 minutes to talk Cubs-Giants.
All right.
Or we can get into Bears-Colts in a little bit.
And they'll beat the Colts. That's no problem. Let's get back to the Cubs.
Okay, well, we do got to cover Bears just a smidgen.
You want reasons why?
Sure.
Reasons why? This is not the same team as last year. This is not the same Lester as last year. You have a lineup right now from top to bottom. It's totally different. That lineup there, good luck to Johnny Cueto. Because I think you're going to smack him around. I feel it. This is not one of these 1-0 games. I do believe the Cubs bats, they're itching to go. I feel confident. Ready to show everything they've done through the whole year. I believe you're going to see it tonight. To start out, I really believe it.
So I mean, what the one thing that worries you a little bit is that look what happened in that game against the Mets. You worry so much about guys like Buster Posey, Brandon Belt, Hunter Pence, and who the heck hits the home run? Connor Gillespie.
Yeah, Gil Gillespie.
So and also the guys that have also had the big home runs in their World Series years has been Brandon Belt and Travis Ishikawa. So and also it hasn't been a great year for Buster Posey.
No, it's not.
So I think when you grind this all down, I think the lineup for it, I think if something's going to happen, and Joe Mann said this, and I brought this up yesterday, something bad is going to happen, and for both teams. But it's the way you handle them bad situations that make you be able to win this series.
And that's why I'm glad to have Joe Madden on our side, because of the fact he has this team ready. This is no, ordinary game. They played what did they call it during the week? They did a inter-squad simulated whatever. He's keeping them fresh, keeping them on target, like a good manager would. I really, maybe I'm overconfident.
You are. You're very overconfident. Come back down to my level.
I'm not going to be at your level.
I
don't need a rash.
It was a rash. Okay, folks, I'm going to tell you the LeBron James story. The first year that they won, because of course he was supposed to be a Bull, and then he don't pick the Bulls. Then I hate the Heat with a passion. So then they win their first title. Ironically, that same night, I had to go to the emergency room because I broke out in hives. Then I had hives on my shoulder a couple of days ago. That's gone.
Brought it back. Brought the memory back.
But the thing is with the Cubs is what I realized. I love this team. I'll live and die with this team. We both, I think, me more than you, take this stuff a lot more seriously.
Well, I've aged a little bit.
I know. You've had all the bad...
More mellow. I'm a little more mellow than you are.
I don't know about that.
You know what? I've been around the block.
and around
I've been here, I've been there, I've been through with them, thick and thin.
I knew you were going to go thick
and damn thin since the 60s. If you want to talk to me about having a good time and being confident, I'm in the seat, and I'm loving it.
And that's what
Finally.
I said. And that's what I said. I mean, there's people on Facebook that go, "Oh, I'm going to root for the Giants, and the Cubs have no chance." Well, guess what? If it's the case, the Cubs get out in 5. You know what the fun thing about being in October is? You get to enjoy the ride. You're one of the final 8 teams in baseball.
Exactly.
And then guess what? You might be of the final 4. The Cubs were one of the final 4 teams to play Major League Baseball last year.
And not only that, let me reiterate the thing I talked to you about last time I was on your podcast, the T-shirt.
Not yours.
The T-shirt that I'm going to make.
No. Oh, that you're okay. I thought you were talking about the one I bought you.
No.
When I bought it before you tell your story, I'm gonna tell
All right, go ahead.
For Christmas or for Father's Day, I decided to buy my father a shirt. It's a father and a son holding hands, and Cubs shirt saying "Father like Son." The Cubs, that was their worst stretch of the season, right before the All-Star break.
The only one.
I know. So I told him if that shirt comes out but once in the playoffs, it's gonna be flying on Cogswell Drive.
You're a pessimist. You always worry about things that don't mean. I'm wearing that shirt. I could care less what you think.
So game 1 tonight. If you have a gut prediction, what's the final score?
Tonight?
Tonight. Wind blowing in. It's chilly.
6-2.
Giants?
Don't go there.
Okay, now let's talk about tomorrow. Oh, no, wait. You didn't even get to tell about your Addy shirt. Go ahead.
The shirt I want to get is a couple of, I guess you call them prominent ex-players in baseball, one being Pete Rose and one being L, the Mad Hungarian Hrabosky. We'll start with L, who said the Cubs will never win it, and he made a comment. He says, "Not in my lifetime." Well, "not in my lifetime" goes on the back. And then Pete Rose says, "They're the Cubs. They'll screw it up somehow." That goes on the front. Now, you know what? I'm going to print these shirts out. You guys, if you're interested in them, I'll try to get a printer or whatever we get. I think that'd be a good T-shirt.
And guess who did not make the NLDS roster? If I give you one pick, guess who didn't make it?
For the Cubs?
Yes, you already know who it is.
George Soler.
No, my favorite Cub.
Tommy La Stella.
No, I mean my least favorite Cub.
Just tell me.
Jason Hamill.
He's not going to pitch?
He's not on the. He's not on. They put on Mike Montgomery instead. I told you he.
Oh my God! That is a shock.
Joe Madden and then big butterball Chris Bosio.
Don't make fun of Chris Bosio.
I know. If it wasn't for him, my rotation would be.
Thank you.
But what I'm saying is that him. I'm saying they're sitting there sugarcoating and saying, "Oh, well, he can still make the roster and he can still do this." Well, guess what? They were blowing smoke up everyone's ass. They knew he wasn't going to get in
maybe
there.
a reliever. Oh, but Montgomery's a better reliever.
Montgomery, and then they also have I forgot who else is on the DS roster. Hang on.
So you had my final score I predicted, did you not?
What was it?
6-2.
6-2 Cubs?
Yeah.
Okay. Here's the roster. You ready?
Go for
Here's
it.
the pitchers. Arrieta, Chapman, Edwards, Grimm. Oh, God. Grimm's been rough.
The Reaper.
Hendricks, Lackey, Lester, Montgomery, Rondon, Strope, and Wood.
The rest is strong. They're
Position
all strong.
players. Almora, Baez, Bryant, Coughlin, Contreras, Fowler.
What a bench.
Hayward, LaStella, Montero.
What a bench.
Rizzo, Ross, Russell, Soler, Zobrist. There's not one guy on them batters that I wouldn't be confident in a game-winning except
man.
Anthony Rizzo's not clutch. Besides him,
Strong ass bench.
I know, that's great. Okay, so that is game 1 tonight, final 6-2 according to Papa Sham. Tomorrow night, again, tonight's game's 8 p.m., Fox Sports 1. Tomorrow's game has a little more importance to us.
We will be there.
And where will we be sitting, Papa Sham?
We will be on the rooftop.
Of the Lakeview rooftop.
Lakeview rooftop, they call it, on Sheffield Avenue. My son got this together early. He was the early bird, and
Early bird gets the worm.
this is for his first experience on the rooftop. So
And our first experience at a playoff game.
yeah, exactly. So we're gonna enjoy the hell out of it. I don't care if it's fucking 30 degrees.
And the fun thing
Excuse
is,
my French.
all you can eat and all you can drink.
All you can drink, all you can eat for $160.
Really
Give me
can't
that
beat it.
ticket, and especially when tickets standing room
To stand
only.
in the back of the lower level,
Stand in the back of the
almost
lower.
$300.
That is ridiculous. I'd rather be on the roof.
And I mean, the rooftop we're in is just to the. If you're watching the game
Right
from home
field.
plate, it's just in right field, just to the left of the board, right of the board.
I
If you're on the
can't wait.
rooftop,
I can't wait.
and I mean, there's a
Can we leave now?
No, well, if you want to go to game 1. Did game 1 happen before we get to game 2?
I don't know. I might want to spend the night.
Well, there's couches. Why can't we just?
I don't know. I just can't wait.
After
to
all
go.
you can drink, I might have to wake you up from one of the
No,
couches
I'm not
tomorrow
going to
night
be
anyway.
like that, man. It's going to be nice up there. Last time I was there, I spent one time on a rooftop there.
Tell us the story. Tell me the story.
My
Who
friend
was
and
pitching?
my friend and I spent an April game, which is really cold.
Well, this might as well be an April game.
Yeah, it was
High
about
of
15
50.
years ago. Randy Johnson was pitching.
Big unit.
You know, the guy that throws the balls that
the
kill
Hall
the
of Famer.
birds.
Yep.
And he was smashing the leather. And I thought the rooftop would be a bad deal. It would be so far away. It's like you're right there. It's like you're in the bleach.
You know what would be a good podcast? You and Ken on here to tell stories. Like,
Oh, no.
tell the story. I'm sure you guys have a lot of stories, but the story about the bus with Ken on the race, running, chasing.
No,
the...
I
Tell
had
us-
oh man, you're gonna bring me there.
We got 4 minutes. Tell the story quick.
This is a quick story. My friend Ken had a few cocktails under
No.
his belt. Yeah, and he bet some guy on the bus that he would run beside the bus all the way up to the bridge before the Grayland stop, and he bet the guy like $25. And lo and behold, I watched Ken, my buddy Ken, run. He's not known to be a runner. He was drunk. I'm telling you, he's beside the bus. He's ahead of the bus. He falls back. He goes forward. All the way through it. And he got through the point where he would collect the money. The fucking guy in the bus was gone. He was gone. He left. He never got paid.
How come you guys as friends? You guys should have had that guy shackled to his fucking
I
seat.
should have had him shackled. I didn't
You
realize
guys let him get off the bus.
he got off without
You were,
paying.
you were too focused on Ken. You
Here's
forgot to-
Ken's having a fucking cardiac arrest. Honest to God, a cardiac arrest. He jumps on. He says, "Where's my money?" The fucking guy's gone. He's gone. Good story.
Oh, I love
Just an
Ken.
old story.
Remember the one time Ken came over to watch? I miss Ken.
Yeah. Well, we're gonna get him over here sometime. He can get in the
Now that
potty.
we can get him, Ken on the potty. Okay, so tomorrow night, Hendricks, we got 2 minutes left. Possibly against Samardzija. How big will that be? Hendricks pitches good at home. Jeff Samardzija, you want to see him lose. You said 12-3 earlier.
You heard it here first. Jeff Samardzija is not prime time. I understand Kyle Hendricks hasn't been in the prime time. Kyle Hendricks is better than Jeff Samardzija. Let the record show that. Jeff Samardzija will get eaten up by the Chicago Cub bats, and they'll blast them out. Out.
Okay, so again, that'll be game 2 tomorrow night.
It will be there.
I'm sure I'll be posting videos and pictures and all that from All You Can Eat, All You Can Drink. We'll either be on the rooftop, we'll be on a couch, we'll be at a bar, we'll be something in that building. But we're going to take pictures.
I can't wait. I'm ready to go. You want to go now?
We got to have game 1 first.
Oh, okay. I forgot.
Right now, Adrian Beltre just hit a leadoff double. They're down by 2, bottom of the 9th inning. That's still games going.
They're out.
You still got Boston, Cleveland tonight. You got so much stuff before the Cubs play.
Yeah, I know.
And then you got rain.
I might take a nap.
I know. You're gonna poo-poo, and then Popo's gonna poo-poo, and then you got Dodgers and the Nationals.
The
Then you got-
Dodgers.
oh, Vin, he's gone.
Good.
And then you got the Cubs, Giants, game 1. Everyone, October 7th, 1 year in a row. Let's make it 2 of great playoff wins. I think, personally, if we don't come back Monday and they're not up 2-0, I don't think they have a chance.
So
in this
long,
series.
everybody.
Hang on. I'm saying
Oh.
if they can't win both games on this home stretch, they're not going to win the series. I'm going on the record.
You're going to go. You want to be 2?
They got to be 2-0. They're
I
saying
don't
they got to
really-
face Mad Bum on Monday. No.
I don't really think you have much to worry about. Let's put it that way.
So you're saying they're going to win both?
I'm not like you. I'm confident.
I know, but confidence also equals stupidity at times.
Confidence never equals.
Okay, folks, have a great weekend. For the Big Galoot, I'm Ryan Young. Have a great day, Chicago.